And why is everyone suddenly whispering about surrogacy, sealed documents, and the future of the monarchy? Let's be real. At this point, the British royal family has more plot twists than an entire season of Succession. But just when you thought it couldn't get messier, Prince Harry drops a verbal bombshell that has tongues wagging, newsrooms scrambling, and Buckingham Palace allegedly sweating through its gold-plated wallpaper. Before we continue, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell for updates. It started casually, an offhand remark, barely a sentence long. But in royal circles, even a syllable can explode into scandal. And this time, it's about Archie and Lilibet, and a very loaded word, surrogacy. But before we dive into what Harry said and didn't say, the secret leaks, the media frenzy, and what this means for royal protocol, we need to rewind. Because this story isn't just about parenting or privacy. It's about trust, it's about legacy, and it's about whether the House of Windsor is sitting on a secret so big it could change everything. The slip that set the internet on fire. So what exactly did Prince Harry say? According to sources close to a private conversation Harry allegedly had with an American journalist, he made a comment that sounded innocent, maybe even throwaway, until it wasn't. While discussing the importance of reproductive autonomy and parental rights, Harry is quoted as saying, "We wanted to build our family in our own way, with our own boundaries, and with the support we needed behind the scenes, especially during the pregnancies." That last part, support we needed behind the scenes, was vague, but in context, it raised eyebrows. Because Harry wasn't talking about midwives or doulas. He wasn't talking about royal doctors. He was talking about privacy protocols. And here's where it gets juicy. Multiple royal insiders have long whispered that something didn't add up about Meghan's pregnancies. The vanishing bump, the mystery medical teams, the absence of hospital photos, the refusal to name doctors, the tightly controlled birth certificate drama. Now, people are asking the question out loud. Were Archie and Lilibet really born through surrogacy? And if they were, why wasn't it declared? Royal rules, hidden wombs, and the monarchy's most taboo topic. Okay, let's pause for a second. Surrogacy is not shameful. It's not scandalous. It's a beautiful, often necessary path to parenthood. But in royal terms, it's a minefield. Why? Because the British royal line of succession isn't just a family tree. It's a constitutional structure. Every birth, every bloodline, every title comes with strict historical expectations. Under royal law, or, more accurately, royal tradition. Legitimacy and biological birth to a royal mother are considered part of the equation. No official law mandates this, but it's long been assumed. And if a child is born via surrogacy, even with genetic links, it opens a storm of legal and constitutional gray areas. Can a child born through surrogacy inherit a title? Can they remain in the line of succession? Can a royal family member hide a surrogacy arrangement without legal consequences? These aren't just personal questions. They're institutional ones. And suddenly, Harry's casual comment has reopened a can of worms the palace thought it had buried long ago. The case of the disappearing baby bumps. Let's address the elephant in the room, or rather, the baby bump that kept vanishing. During Meghan's pregnancy with Archie in 2019, eagle-eyed watchers noticed something odd. Her bump appeared to shift shapes, sizes, and positions, sometimes even disappearing completely within hours or days. At first, critics were dismissed as trolls, misogynists, conspiracy theorists. But then came the hospital no-show. Unlike Princess Diana, Kate Middleton, or even Zara Tindall, there were no photos of Meghan entering or leaving a hospital. There was no name given for her obstetrician, no confirmation of which hospital she used, no footage, no staff statements, no press briefing, just a statement that she had gone into labor hours after Archie had already been born. Let that sink in. Add to that the refusal to show Archie for 2 days. The awkward photo op in Windsor Castle. Indoors, no sunlight, no press access. The birth certificate confusion, where Meghan's name was removed and then added again under mysterious circumstances. And suddenly, Harry's new comment? It's different. Lilibet's arrival, another mystery, another mess. Fast forward to 2021. Harry and Meghan, now in California, announced the birth of their daughter, Lilibet Diana Mountbatten Windsor. This time, The secrecy was even thicker. There were no photos for weeks. No hospital named. No confirmation of attending medical professionals. No timeline. The official line? Meghan gave birth in Santa Barbara. But medical records? Sealed. Independent verification? Non-existent. And here's the kicker. The Queen reportedly wasn't informed about the baby's name until after the public announcement, despite the name Lilibet being the Queen's personal, private nickname. Some palace insiders were furious, others confused, but more than a few whispered a single, scandalous question. Was this baby really born to Meghan? Or was this another behind-the-scenes arrangement? Because the more Harry talks about support behind the scenes, the more people want to know. What was going on behind those scenes? Why the palace never addressed the surrogacy rumors? Here's where things get really interesting. You'd think, with all the swirling gossip, the palace would step in and shut it down. But they didn't. Not in 2019. Not in 2021. Not now. Why? Sources say it's simple. They couldn't. Because if the rumors were true, and the palace did know, admitting it would be a legal and constitutional nightmare. Imagine confirming that 2 children in the line of succession were born via undisclosed surrogacy. Now imagine the questions that follow. Were royal protocols violated? Were the public misled? Should their positions in the line be reviewed? Were any laws broken in terms of titles, inheritance, or documentation? The risk of public backlash, lawsuits, and constitutional upheaval is too high. So instead, they stayed silent, hoping it would go away. But thanks to Harry's leak, it hasn't. It's back, and it's louder than ever. What does this mean for Archie and Lilibet now? Let's be absolutely clear here. Archie and Lilibet are innocent children and deserve every right to privacy and protection. But when their father, a prince of the realm, starts dropping hints about non-traditional birth arrangements, the conversation shifts. Because this isn't just about parenting styles. It's about power. And royal power, like it or not, is governed by a cocktail of bloodlines, perception, and tradition. Right now, Archie and Lilibet are 6th and 7th in line to the throne. They are eligible for royal titles. They are protected by centuries of inherited privilege. But if even a hint of surrogacy is confirmed and proven to be undisclosed or undocumented, those positions could be questioned. Some legal experts argue that traditionalist interpretations of the Act of Settlement and royal succession rules could be invoked to challenge their standing. Would that happen? Highly unlikely. But the fear alone could prompt the palace to act. Or, more likely, to silence. Is this Harry's revenge or a warning? So why did Harry say it? Why now? Why leak something so sensitive, so potentially destructive, about his own children? Some royal watchers think this was deliberate. A warning shot. That if the palace continues to ice out the Sussexes, or deny their security, or block their invitations to royal events, he'll escalate. He's already exposed family secrets, called out racism, attacked Camilla, blasted William, and now, he's playing his final card, the children, and the implication is clear. If I go down, I'm taking the monarchy with me. But there's another possibility. Maybe Harry just slipped. Maybe he was emotional. Maybe he was trying to sound noble and didn't realize what he was suggesting. Because that's the danger of weaponizing your truth. You can't always control how it lands. And this one has landed like a grenade. What happens now? The future of the royal line just got murky. So what now? Will the palace respond? Will Meghan clarify? Will documents leak? Will titles be revoked? Here's the truth. Probably not. The monarchy rarely responds to whispers. But they do move behind the scenes. We may never see a public statement, but don't be surprised if royal laws are quietly updated to close any succession loopholes. Meghan and Harry are quietly disinvited from major events. Archie and Lilibet's future titles remain, forever, under review. Because once a leak this explosive hits the bloodstream, the only option left is containment. And the only thing more terrifying than a royal scandal is what happens when the people behind it refuse to stay quiet. Final thoughts. The silence is louder than the leak. Prince Harry has said a lot in the past few years. But this might be the most dangerous sentence he's ever uttered. Not because it's vulgar, not because it's dishonest, but because it raises a question the monarchy cannot afford to answer. Were his children really born through surrogacy? And if they were, what else is the palace hiding? This story isn't over. It's just begun. And if we've learned anything from royal history, it's this. Where there's smoke, there's usually a full-blown bonfire behind the velvet curtain. What do you think? Do you believe Harry's comment was a leak, or just a misunderstanding? Do you think the palace is hiding the truth? Should surrogacy impact royal succession at all? Let's talk about it. Speaking head, drop your thoughts in the comments. Red heart like if you think the truth always finds a way out. Repeat button, share this if you believe it's time to modernize royal rules, secrets and all. Because in a world where everything is recorded, leaked, or whispered into a microphone, sometimes the loudest confession is the one they never meant to say.